Hi Super Awesome Stampers, this is Super Awesome Stamper Shirley Merker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wisconsin, USA. In this video I will show you how to create this greeting card from a kit that I created for my 12 Dies of Christmas for December 2020. It's my Kits in the Mail program. Go to my blog at superawesomestamper.com for more details about my Kits in the Mail program. Alright, so if you got one of these kits, you also need to pull out the Love You More Than dies and all of the 4 words. The chocolate, cocktails, cookies, and coffee. These are the 5 dies that I did not use on this card design that are also included in that die set. You'll need to pull out your Nothing's Better Than stamp set, and I just use these open images, the cookie, the cocktail, the coffee mug, and the chocolate. All right, so I'm going to tuck the sample card up in the upper left-hand corner. You'll also need to grab this ribbon bag. And then your kit has got this dark purple Gorgeous Grape card base. So go ahead and pull everything out of your envelope and see what you got. You have a whole bunch of, well, 4 different colors, coordinating colors, and then a piece of Gorgeous Grape. So we'll just work through all these layers one by one. The first thing that you're going to do is find your Absolutely Argyle embossing folder. Did I say that right? Absolutely Argyle. Say it a little slower and I could say it a little better. Pick some other embossing folder if you don't have this one, but it adds a nice little Argyle look, which I thought paired perfectly with this card. And then one thing I do after I emboss is I press down. I give that a good crease. That way when I'm assembling it, it'll lay pretty flat for me. Okay, so let's work on our stamping. So the inside of the card, I'm not sure if I showed you that, we've got all 4 of these peeking out. So let's work on that. For this one, I did not want the full image because I wanted all 4 of the images to fit on that piece of Very Vanilla. So I'm just using my Stampin' Right marker, the fat edge, and along the side of that marker chip. And then I want just the lemon slice up there. That looks good. And as long as I've got that going, let's do this one as well. So the beginning, the outside of the card, we've got all 4 images. 2. So just remarker that up. And that one goes in the upper left-hand corner. Okay, and if there is a spot you didn't get quite with your marker, then you can use the fine tip, the writing end of the marker to fill in. That looks good. All right, next color is Pool Party. And that one I just placed to the right, lower of the cocktail. There we go. I'm going to close my ink pads as I use them. Next one is the cookie, and that one I'm inking with the crushed curry. Cookie there. Cookie on the inside, I'm going to have the bite marks showing there. And I'm done with that one. Oops, I almost dipped that into the paper. And last is our Early Espresso chocolates. Okay, and then we've got one more piece here. I gave you another piece of this Very Vanilla. So go ahead and grab your scrap bin if you don't want to use the full piece. Like I'm doing, I need to move some of this out of the way, the lighter colors, so I can see what I'm doing. And you're just gonna custom cut. Oh, I pressed down a little hard. There was a shadow there. You're just going to custom cut that off. of your scrap or that full piece that I gave you. Okay, so I think we can start bringing a few things in to start assembling. So if you've watched me a while, you know I like to do the inside. Oop, where's my Stampin' Sale? I like to do the inside piece. That way I've got one less thing on my stamp table to worry where it's going. So that's the inside piece. Look at that. I just love that. I love all 4 colors. All right, now let's pull in our sample card. And pull in your ribbons. I gave you a little over a foot of a ribbon. So you could actually make 3 cards with the ribbons that you have, that I've given you. So what I did was, just for simplicity and ease, ran a tape runner over that. And then I cut these to about 4 inches. And one good thing about this paper, we can kind of see through it when you hold it up to the light. And you'll know what I mean when you hold yours up to the light, like hold it up to the window. So I'm just holding it up to my lights I have actually shining on me. I always feel like I'm in a TV studio with the number of lights that I have going. And if you hold it up to the light, you can see where you stamped and place your ribbon where you've got your stamped images. Okay, next one is the coffee. And this ribbon is from the Playful Patterns. So again, I'm holding it up to the light. You hold yours up to the light and get them centered over where you've got your coordinating colored stamp image. Okay, and then the crushed curry ink pad, and this has got the So Saffron ruched ribbon. And last is a piece of retired seam binding in Early Espresso. Feels special because I don't break out the Early Espresso seam binding very often. I save it for special people and occasions. There. So look at that. So we got a mat without having a paper mat. I thought that was kind of a neat idea. Then we're going to grab our tear and tape. I'm going to put one over the center, over all ends. So this is going to be the tape that we'll use to adhere this down. And I just placed it centered a little bit down, a little bit towards the bottom, because we need a little space up here to place our sentiment. And all you're going to do is custom cut that off, fussy cut that off. And then I gave you a strip of Gorgeous Grape cardstock. So just tuck it into the corner of that strip and then do a fussy cut off. And I'm not concerned if everything looks perfect on this, because food is kind of messy. It kind of has an organic look to me, the whole card. So I'm not so concerned if all my corners are straight on there. All right, just like that, it's coming together. Okay, let me just some of that out of the way here. Next, you're going to grab all 4 of your larger pieces. Now there's enough to cut at least 2, I think, off of your pieces, maybe more if you get a little economical on how you cut everything. But you're going to lay that on your big shot, your die cutting machine, and cut all these out. I'd recommend maybe running it through twice, especially if your plates are a little bowed. All right, and then you're going to make sure that you do not lose your eye in cookies and your eye in cocktails. So just be aware of that when you're pulling, separating out the negative with your die cut piece. And then if some of the chads didn't release, then just go ahead and release those. I'm gonna pick the eye off and put it on my workstation. And they all came off with the coffee, chocolate. I really like this set this year. This was a $1 million seller set. So when you reach $1 million in sales with Stampin' Up, you get to design your own stamp set. And a lot of them lately have been also designing coordinating dies as well. And so this is one of those stamps. And then I'm going to peel off the eye. There we go. So just move this out of the way. I'll clean that up in a minute when we're all done. All right, now you need to find your favorite adhesive, however you like to attach these delicate framelets. I just use a tiny bit of the green glue. We've got our fine tip glue pen. And keeping it real, I can tell you that the one I have is almost out and I have one on order. There we go. So there's chocolate. I'll just work my way up. If you prefer to use the silicone mat and a triangle of a sponge to adhere your glue, you can do it that way too. Cookies. Now your little eye. I just put a little bit of glue on the eye. And then we have coffee. So if your green glue is full or brand new, you might not be able to do what I am doing. My glue bottle is probably more than halfway gone. And so I have a little more control over how much glue is coming out. And what do I want to do with this one? I don't want it there. Didn't want the F in line with the K, but it's just gonna be where it's gonna be. So this card came together pretty quickly. I wanted to use a lot of colors. And of course, figuring out a fourth color, I figured it had to be a pink, and I'm not a pink girl, but just had to be. It adds nice contrast to the other three colors that are on the page. There we go. Look at that. Who wouldn't want a fun card like that? So here's the sample, and then here's the one I just did with you. Cute, right? Cute, cute, cute. Love it. I love all the different ribbons in the back, making a mat. I love all the different colors, including the Blushing Bride. Yeah, so, oh, and normally I give you a catalog tour, so hang on, let me get that, and I'll be right back. I'm back for the catalog tour. The stamp set is on page 91. It is a $1 million seller stamp set. Like I said, Connie Stewart designed it. If you purchase it with the bundle item number, you get 10% off the stamp set and the dies, but you can just order the stamp set or the dies separately. Most of the ribbons that I used are on this page. The Coastal Cabana from Playing with Patterns. The Ruched ribbon, this one's in Daffodil Delight, but it certainly coordinates with the Soul Saffron paper that we used. What are the other ribbons? Oh, the seam binding, sorry, it was retired, and the last ribbon is in the other catalog, and I'll show you that in a minute. I wanted to go through the adhesives. So I use Stampin' Seal. And the green glue is number 3. Here's the fine tip glue pen, number 2. The silicone mat that I mentioned is number 8, silicone craft sheet. And some people just put a dab of green glue on there and use a Stampin' sponge and to move their glue around, excuse me, the framelits. The dies, Love You More Than, is on page 176, and a really cute sample right there. And then the embossing folder, Absolutely Archival, is on page 184. And last, the ribbon that coordinated with the Blushing Bride cocktails on the top is the Snowflake Splendor ribbon on page 37 of the August to December catalog. All right, so here's the samples again. So thanks for coming along on my 12 Dies of Christmas stamping adventure. This is design number 9. So there are 12 videos and 12 designs in this series. So go back and find the other designs. If you're watching on my YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you're notified when I load new content. If you want more information about my Kits in the Mail program, go to my blog at superawesomestamper.com and click on Kits in the Mail. Currently, my 12 Dies of Christmas Kits in the Mail program is loaded, so you can read all the details and order through my blog. All right, Stampers, thanks for watching, and we'll stamp with you soon. Bye.